Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Before I begin this video and you'd like to use OCD Recovery's coaching services, please reach out to phil@ocdrecovery.com and he'll get back to you as quick as he can. So yeah, I wanted to speak about what recovery teaches you. And, you know, we go through the recovery journey and we're so consumed, we're so engrossed in the suffering, we can't possibly see how there can be any lessons from this, how we can possibly take something good from this, how we can learn from this, because all we want to do is just get back to that baseline level state, and we don't really see the benefits that it has and the lessons that it teaches us. So, you know, aside from all the benefits of, you know, rational thinking, feeling and becoming more flexible, not only in life and recovery, like we say, these are valuable life lessons that we learn through rational emotive behavioural therapy, and not just for OCD recovery. There are lessons, more deeper lessons, I'd say, that we actually learn, right? So one of those is the art of persistence. Okay, so recovery is, as you know, it's fraught with challenges, hurdles and obstacles. Okay, and you know, before recovery, right, the chances are we probably haven't come across something such as OCD that is just riddled with so many pitfalls and challenges, you know. So it really teaches us that the art of persistence is what is so important to achieving, you know, recovery and long-term success. It shows you that, you know, when you show up and put the work in day out, that you work hard on your beliefs, that you read the books, that you work hard on your exposures, you know, your behaviors. It shows you that as you can really target these and work hard towards changing these, it shows that you actually can be successful and actually, you know, achieve something, right? OCD recovery is a huge achievement. Okay, don't let anybody say you're different. You know, up to the point in my life, it's been the biggest achievement that I've done, undoubtedly. And it teaches you that the only way for you to achieve something worthwhile in particular is by persistence. You know, with persistence, in this day and age with instant gratification, you know, it's quite easy just to give up on something very soon. So you might be trying a new diet and that lasts for 2 weeks, and then you think, oh, I need to go on to the next thing. That's not working. You might be in a job for a couple of months and you think, oh, something's gone wrong there. That means the whole job's awful. That means I've got to find another one. No, with OCD, because we've got that end goal recovery in sight, it sort of gives us a reason to stay persistent. It gives us that, you know, that North Star to aim for. And, you know, people do have that in life, not just in recovery, but people have that in business. You know, somebody who might be running a multi-billion-dollar business has persisted with that through numerous challenges and hurdles and obstacles to get to the end result. You know, you look at Apple and Tim Cook, they were losing money for many years and nearly went out of business, and they managed to turn it around through persistence and practice and discipline. And OCD recovery will really show you the art of persistence and the importance of persisting on something over a period of time. You know, we're talking a few years here, and it shows you that, you know, sticking with that and showing up day in, day out, being consistent, you know, that is really what's going to set you aside from everybody else in a society that is typically looking for instant gratification, you know, looking for the next Dodge coin or the next meme coin to do 100x in crypto and earn you thousands of pounds. You know, like I said before, the next diet, the next quick fix, the next bit of hypnotherapy that's going to try and be rid of all your problems in one go. No, OCD teaches you that that's not always the case. And, you know, there's no glory without all the pain and suffering and all the challenges that you have to go through. And like I said, I'm not saying recovery is this magic land where everything's good. I'm just saying that as an example. Okay, so, and you'll find that as you learn the art of persistence on the journey, you can apply that to other areas of your life. So your frustration tolerance is a lot more higher. So I find it for me now with other challenges. So for example, this job that I'm doing now, the coaching, you know, other areas of life, you know, friendships, relationships, that sort of thing. You know, you naturally have that capacity and tolerance for persistence, because you know that when you run the course and not, you know, aborting too soon, you know that can actually have good results because you've seen that on the recovery journey. So those skills that you translate across from recovery into life are invaluable. And, as well as irrational thinking that I said there, it's also the persistence, which is so key. And another thing that OCD makes you realize is that life isn't fair. Okay. And this is so important. Before recovery, I was never really faced with much adversity. A lot of things would go my way. My parents would cater for me, and I probably lived this good life in a way, right? Completely hassle free, completely smooth run. And then bang, OCD comes in, and it just throws your world out of the window essentially. And it teaches you that life isn't fair. Where it shows us that we're not exempt from suffering. It shows us that these rigid beliefs that we've held for a while don't necessarily have much weightage because we're suffering. If we was exempt from suffering, then we wouldn't suffer, but we do. And we have to get accustomed to not feeling the way that we want to do in OCD. The anxiety, the lack of feeling, the uncertainty. OCD, the journey will teach you that we in life, we have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? And just because we've got this brain disorder, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're exempt from suffering. You look at somebody who might be in a wheelchair, they weren't exempt from having that disability. You look at somebody with motor neurone disease, they're not exempt from being in a wheelchair and their brain degrading on them. And some of the things that you see in OCD, because it will take you to places that you never thought you'd have to be taken to. It will make you open your eyes and leading you to accept things that you never thought you'd have to accept. Okay, and in that realization across many different themes, HOCD, harm OCD, POCD, those realizations come when we see that, we're just a human being and all of these different possibilities are open to us, and that we're not in any way immune from those things happening to us just because we're a human. So it also teaches you the art of, not getting everything that you want, that, why life must be this certain way. Life is hard. Life is tough. There's always going to be challenges every day, work challenges, eating clean, that's hard. Recovery is hard when you're feeling very tired and anxious and stressed, and you have a long day and you just want to go to bed. Getting the books out and doing the disputing, that's hard. Holding up like I said before, holding up a good job is hard. Holding up a good relationship is hard. But then you've got to also look at what the other hards are. Staying stuck forever doing compulsions, that's hard. Not being a version of yourself that you want to be because you're not exercising, you're eating bad food, you're overweight. That's also hard. Being lazy is hard when you're not earning much money. That's also hard. Being unemployed is hard. So either way, right, life is unfair, and it's just not always going to go to plan. It's not going to go the way that we think it's going to go. And yeah, by all means, we can strive to make things happen for us. We can strive behaviourally to make things happen for us. Our belief systems are going to help that. They sort of intertwine, and the way we feel, the way we think, and the way we act, they all sort of intertwine, and we can have a big influence on that for sure. But what's going on around us and the things that we can be exposed to, in life, just being a human being, being in this world, things won't always go our way, and OCD will teach you that. You could be riding high in April and shot down in May, quite literally, because you might be going through a good phase, and then all of a sudden the setback seemingly out of nowhere comes in, and you think, why me? Why is this happening to me? How can I possibly have gone from that position to where I am now? It feels like I'm back to square one. And then you think, life's not fair, I'm going to be stuck forever. And it just, it really sobers you up. OCD sobers you up to life, and it really, really does. And it makes you think that, it really makes you appreciate those good moments, because it is tough, and it just makes you realize that the difficulty of the disorder shows how merciless life can be in many ways. And that's not me to say OCD is awful. Of course it's very, and in a chronic level, it's very tough, and I don't want to be Albert Ellis irrational, but again, it's just a reminder of how life can be living with this brain disorder. Okay, so that moves us nicely onto my last thing we can really take out from OCD, and that's compassion. Okay, so OCD really sort of underlines the importance of having compassion for yourself, for other people, and of course that emanates from the unconditional self-acceptance. Okay, without having compassion, it's very difficult to have acceptance for yourself, for other people, and for the sorry state of the world, as Albert Ellis says. Compassion is all about the sympathy, the pity, for yourself and for other people. And going through the recovery journey, that highlights how important compassion is for us. Compassion is an antidote towards most of the suffering that we experience. It saved a lot of the resistance. In harm OCD, you're a bad person, you're this. POCD, you're a bad person, you deserve to be written off. Compassion and acceptance for yourself will stop that resistance from being fueled up, because there's no reason for it. Because, like I said, the sorry state of the world, being a fallible human who can act in many different ways and be at the mercy of many different genetic, environmental and biological factors, right? There's so much that goes into that. So you got to think, what have I actually taken from this journey? What can I take from this journey? It's not all doom and gloom, believe me. And these are the three main things that I've taken from the journey. Really grateful to have done so. I wouldn't be the man that I am now without having gone through all of that stuff. And it really sort of, OCD really teaches you about life, not just about recovering from a mental health disorder, but life itself. Just the way that things are, what reality looks like, for ourselves, for other people. And it's about being aligned with that and really living your life in accordance with that. Because if you don't, then OCD is going to call the shots. It's like, if I didn't accept that I had chronic anxiety, I'd still be stuck now with anxiety, because I'd be living in some pie in the sky land where I thought, yeah, I don't deserve to be anxious, or I'm not anxious. But no, reality will slap you hard in the face, as OCD does, as we all know. So yeah, those are the three main things I want you to really think about, what you can take from OCD. The art of persistence, how life isn't fair, and the importance of having compassion for yourself when on the journey. So thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.